Hey guys, this is another episode of Mostly MMA. We're coming at you every Monday. Today we have a special guest, Lindsey McKeon. She was in...
What's up, everybody?
Sorry, what did you say?
I just said, what's up, everybody?
Oh, yes. How are you doing today, Lindsey?
I'm pretty darn good. How are you?
Pretty good. Yesterday was Father's Day. How was that for you?
It was lovely, though I was not with my fathers, either of them. My real father is up in Washington, and my stepfather is in Florida.
Oh, good deal.
So I just spent it with my husband and my puppies.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was wondering, how does it make you feel that people recommended you for the show?
One, honored. Two, it's just funny because it's called Mostly MMA.
Yeah, I get that a lot, but always
They must think I'm an ass-kicking girl.
Yeah, they must think so from your roles and stuff, being the Reaper.
That's right.
Yeah, I get that a lot from the MMA aspect, but even the very top podcasts that like Joe Rogan and stuff, they always have different guests. So I don't know why it's so weird for people.
Yeah, I don't know either. And I'm just actually getting into this whole podcast world. I don't think I've even listened to one, even though everybody was recommending Serial when that came out, and that was just such a big thing. But I'm actually thinking of creating my own podcast, so this is interesting for me to do it and to hear what it's about. To me, it kind of seems like it's like the radio used to be, probably in the 50s when people would sit at home and listen to it. We're kind of getting back to that again.
Yeah.
Now we can listen in our cars or on the plane or anywhere.
Yeah, iTunes is really popular where people have iPods and stuff. I think I read something like 80% of podcasts are downloaded through iTunes. The stats showed that there was a huge boom in podcasting, so that would be interesting. If you did start a podcast, what do you think it would be about?
Well, we're working on that right now. I have a couple different ideas. I'm not sure if I can share them, but they would be... I might do it with a girlfriend of mine, so it would kind of be just like silly, crazy fun.
Would you be putting that on your website, your Evolved by Lindsey website?
I'm not sure. I suppose I could put a link up to it if I could figure out how to do that, or have my web guy figure out how to do that.
Yeah, for sure. You have like I just mentioned, you have that website. What first inspired you to create that website?
Oh my goodness, I think it was a culmination of things. I think being an actress, my fans only get to see one part of me. I only get to experience one part of me through acting and spirituality and healthy living and becoming aware of your mind and your surroundings and what is crippling you in this life and keeping you from joy in every moment and abundance in every moment is such a huge part of my life and such a huge search in my life. And I wanted to have a forum where I could share that with people. And one, it was scary for me. It was terrifying to share my voice. I grew up a sort of quiet child. Acting, branched me out of my shell and gave me an outlet. School was really difficult for me. I had kids that, MMA. I had kids that wanted to beat me up every day.
Oh, man.
So it wasn't a safe, happy place for me. So speaking out and speaking my voice and sharing with the world who I am was a terrifying thing for me. Which is why I thought, then I have to do it. This is one other way to keep getting over that fear. And I think that's what we do as humans. I think, we can get over one hurdle, and then because it's so ingrained in us from our childhood, our fear will show up in another area.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think nature is constantly challenging us to rise above that fear. And this was a way for me to do that.
Yeah, I love all the positivity and stuff that you're posting and your thoughts of the day and stuff. For people that have never been to your website, how would you describe it for them?
A place of positivity.
You've had like, you know, Chris Evans, you know, Captain America and stuff like that on, right?
Yeah, I have. I'm working on another interview with him now that I'm editing, and I'll have some more pieces of that up shortly.
Awesome. What kind of... Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I have Ariel Cavill up there from, what was she on, Ballers, and now she's on that new NBC show. Tori DeVito, who's on... What is she on?
Nanny Carey.
Yeah, she's Nanny Carey. But she's on, what, Chicago Pope, Chicago PD, one of those.
Yeah, I can't keep track. Yeah. What kind of feedback do you get from your blog?
Really awesome, good feedback. It's kind of interesting. One of my favorite parts of it is people can email me through it and they share their stories. So I had one woman who was married to a man in the military, and since they had settled, she was having a very difficult time connecting with people. But she was like a real go-getter of a person, and I gave her just some little advice, and she took it and she ran with it, and she then wrote back to me all the positive things that had happened since then, and I was just so proud, and I was like, you go, girl. Like, nobody ever takes, not nobody ever, but it's rare that somebody can take such a small piece of advice and implement it in every area of their life and see a 360, you know, immediately.
Yeah.
And she really just had that kind of personality. I have other people that are struggling in their lives with a lot of things, and they share this with me, and I just feel honored that I can be here to support them and give them some information, and, you know, pray that it helps them with their life and it leads them in the right direction.
Yeah, of course. You know, even good advice is sometimes just hard to follow, so that's got to be a good feeling.
Totally, and we're all on our own journey, and it takes our own time, and, you know, even the bad stuff that happens, I really, truly think is for a reason, and it's to teach us something, so I just don't, I don't think it's all bad, and I don't try not to judge.
Right, for sure. What kind of projects do you have going on?
What do I have going on? Well, I have the podcast that I'm working on. I have 3 television shows that I'm writing and creating or producing, and I have a couple film projects and possible digital media projects that are in the works as well.
So it sounds like you're staying busy.
I am. Well, when, you know, it's interesting because it feels like acting has transitioned for me.
Mm-hmm.
And there are stints where actors won't work for a little while. And instead of just sitting around, I feel like I need to create my own stuff, and I need to feel like I have some of the power,
mm-hmm. and
I'm not just at everybody else's mercy. And that's sort of forced me into creating shows, and it feels even more rewarding to me now. It feels like when I create a show, it feels like I'm playing God instead of being someone in the game. I'm like, oh my God, this is so magical. Is this what it was like to create the world? This is fascinating.
So do you...
They're all my...
So do you enjoy writing more than acting?
Constantly stimulated and constantly doing something new. So creating for me is not redundant.
Mm-hmm.
Acting can be at times. Also the downtime with acting where, you know, even if we book a job, it's not like I'm acting all the time. I'm, you know, half the time, 75% of the time, sitting in my trailer on set waiting around. So that part is not as fun or glorious as delving into a character and playing.
Right. So I was wondering, you recently got lost in China. How did that story end?
That's hilarious. So you've watched everything. You've done your research. I'm really proud of you.
I'll try.
So Cass Anvar, the guy, and I, to ruin it. I don't know what shows he's on. He's on that sci-fi show, the big, huge sci-fi show, and Assassin's Creed. So he and I kept getting, like, we were with a group of people, and every time we kept getting put in a taxi together, we kept getting dropped off or left together, and I was like, this is so weird. I feel like we're on an awkward date, and everybody keeps leaving us. And when I filmed that video, it was like the next time that happened, and we got dropped off by a random taxi driver, and almost nobody speaks English there, so you're kind of left to your own resources. And we got out, and we're in the middle of this big city with big lights, and I had no idea. We had no idea where we were, and we had no idea where our friends were. I mean, luckily they were a phone call away, and still it was difficult to find them. But there was another time we were going to, like, the Chinese Cirque du Soleil, and a taxi driver, I'm not sure if he was pissed off at us, and he just didn't like us, but he literally dropped us off on the other side of town on a random street corner where it is a big thing in China. These women stand on the street corner, about 20 of them, and they do almost like a jazzercise line dancing kind of dance, and it's just a pastime there. So he dropped us off on one of these corners, and we're standing around. We have no idea where we are. The man that I'm with has to call one of his Chinese counterparts who speaks the language to try and help us. While I'm standing there, a woman comes up to me, pushes her baby into my arms, and hands me her baby. And I'm like, you want me to take your baby? I mean, there are a lot of Americans that would love to stand here and just take your baby right now.
Right.
And you're just her to me. But it turns out she just wanted to take a picture of her baby with, like, a white girl with blonde hair.
Wow.
Because it's rare for them to see that there. I know there's an African-American man who was there that I knew, and he said this happens to him all the time. That people just want to take pictures because it's so rare. That we're like a rare animal there.
Wow. So if I went to China, I would be treated like a celebrity then?
Yeah, maybe. Are you tall?
Not really. 5'11".
Oh, that's tall for them. Yeah. You might be. They might want to take pictures with you.
Good deal.
If you guys want to feel famous, just go to China.
That's great. You know, I have a similar story. Well, not really, but somewhat. We went to a football game, and we didn't pay attention where we parked. And I swear, we walked for 3 hours trying to find the truck.
That's never fun.
No. It was raining.
Never. It was raining. You were probably drunk.
The alcohol was like $7 a beer, so we didn't get too drunk.
Okay.
So I read that I didn't read, I'd seen that you had done a video that your mom had put you in acting classes because you were talking on the phone too much. What would she have done in this generation with Facebook?
Oh my God, I don't know. I mean, she put me in an acting class and she was going to put me in a fencing class.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, sure, whatever. So it was just about placing me into anything that was interactive, other than a telephone or, nowadays a video screen.
Yeah.
I don't know what she would have done now.
You might have done acting and fencing.
Yeah, right? It's a whole new world now, man.
For sure.
For sure.
So your first acting gig was Boy Meets World.
It was.
What was
Libby. Good old Libby.
Yeah, what was that like working with that cast? Ben Savage and Ryder Strong.
It was so cool. Back then, all us child actors of that era, we became friends, and I think Ben and I and Ryder and I would still communicate for years after that, and then eventually we lost touch. But I remember seeing Ben at my friend's ATX Film Festival or TV Festival in Austin, Texas, a few years ago before they started the show again, and I saw the director there as well, and it was just so nice to reconnect with everybody after all of these years. It's so crazy to see what turns our lives take,
Yeah, definitely.
as we grow, as we age.
Do you remember like any like your thoughts and reactions when you landed the role to be in Boy Meets World?
I think I have no idea if I can remember that. I remember Saved by the Bell more than that because that was big. That was my first series regular role, and it happened pretty quickly after starting acting. So I remember that more. My mom had me take the phone call for that, and I feel like we were just waiting by the phone to see, what would happen if I got it, didn't get it, and Peter Engel, the executive producer, called me and was like, "You got the show, Lindsey." I was so excited, and it was so funny because that happened. I don't know if it was a month or a few weeks after Christmas. That Christmas vacation, I was in Florida with my family, and all the adults left, and I was the oldest child, so I was watching all of my cousins. And I decided to take a pair of kitchen scissors and go in the bathroom and chop off all my hair to about 1 inch in length.
Oh, wow.
And my parents came home, and the kids, all of the cousins, were like, "You'll never guess what Lindsey did!" And they made it, and, I was just this transformed girl. And my mom, I had like a mullet in the back because I couldn't reach it, so my mom helped me chop off the rest of it. But it was just so interesting that after doing something that drastic and that wild, that, I think that was a big part of booking Saved by the Bell. I think my look, and
yeah.
Probably the part of me that didn't give a fuck was like, dude, let's hire that girl.
Yeah. What is it about cutting the hair off that seems to just be kind of like an empowering thing for women?
I know, right? We do it. They say we do it after every breakup, or right before we're going to break up with someone. There's a lot that lives in hair, a lot of energy, a lot of life and experiences, I feel like. So when we transform, it's natural that we want all that old, dead weight off of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, I hear, keep the same haircut that they had when they got laid for the first time. Because they're like, if it worked then, it's going to work for me the rest of my life.
No need to switch it up now.
That's right.
That's only true for those that didn't start losing their hair at about 25. I got a couple friends, their hair is no more, so they started shaving it.
Yeah, then you just shave it. Then you look like a badass.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I had a question about the One Tree Hill. I had seen the video where you said that Bethany had asked you to knit.
Yes, she did.
What was she knitting? I mean, did she just knit it in between sets, or?
That's what she would do. I mean, she probably knit so many things. I don't know the answer to that. But when I was there, so she would make, I don't know what they're called. I'm not real into that world.
Uh-huh.
So they were like little neck cowl, scarf, wrap type thing. And then she would find cute little ways to either like put a button on them or put a brooch on them to clip it together to keep your little neck warm and keep it fancy. I don't know, man.
Wow. See, there must have been a lot of downtime in between.
There is definitely downtime, yeah. For sure. You have to think of things to do. And that was before really all of the social media stuff, so.
Right.
What else are you going to do? That was probably the age where I was like, I'm going to go smoke a cigarette instead, but, you have at that knitting, and I so appreciate you, welcoming me into that world.
Did she happen to pull anyone else in?
God, I don't know. I'm sure she did. She must have. Knitting with Bethany in the trailer, 101.
Sounds like a website. There was a fun fact that I found out last night. You played Haley's older sister, but you're actually younger than her.
Yeah.
So mind blowing for everyone. Yeah.
I know, man.
What do you get recognized for the most? I mean, you've been in a lot of stuff.
Thank you. The most is definitely One Tree Hill and Supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny, I don't know what that is. I remember getting recognized in Italy on the street one time. That was actually a really fun trip because I got in my hotel room too, and it was already when I was off the soap opera Guiding Light, but it was with my friends in our hotel room, and we turned on the TV, and there was Guiding Light. There I was on the TV in Italy speaking Italian. And I was like, this is so cool.
Now I've seen that you guys used to have like pizza parties for when you would watch the new episodes of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, we did. I think it was every Friday. I mean, it might be wrong on the day, but yes, we definitely did. It was very cute.
What was that like watching yourself? Because I can't even re-listen to these podcasts. I annoy myself so much.
Yeah, it's funny because we sound different. You think you're such a genius in your own head. If I listen, I'd be like, God, Lindsey, you say and like a lot, and you probably throw some F-bombs in there a lot. There's my So, yeah, we all have our things, and it can be tricky, especially when you're not used to it. Saved by the Bell, I don't know. I think it was weird for me at first, and sometimes if I'm judging, it's a little sensitive, but I've been doing it and watching myself for so long that I try not to get hypercritical or beat myself up, and know that, you know, when I was working on that character, that was a specific time in my life, so certain things were coming through, and what I know now, I couldn't have known then, so, you know, I just take what I saw and what I learned from it, and I can implement it into the next character that I get to do.
Yeah. You said once before that you like to play, the strong characters. You know, for us comic book nerds, if you could play a superhero, and who would you be? You know, there's like Wonder Woman and Supergirl and all those out there. Who would you be?
Well, right now, Wonder Woman. Actually, I wouldn't be Wonder Woman. I would be the Amazon. I know she's an Amazon, but like the stuff they got to wear.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't love Wonder Woman's outfits. The stuff that Amazon's got to wear and their fight scenes. Oh my God. And how gorgeous they are, and Robin Wright. I'm just in love with that woman's work.
Right.
Yeah, I would be the Amazon. They have to make me look a little bit taller because I'm only 5'5". I think all those women are models.
Oh man. Do you have any fun memories from being on Third Rock from the Sun? That was another one of my favorite shows.
I know, I love that show. It was so good. Oh God. I don't know if I have fun memories from that. I know. What's his name? I can't think of his name right now.
Joseph.
Joseph. I think he had a little crush on me at one point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was his hair longer than yours?
Was it?
I don't know.
No. Back then, no. Then I had long hair.
Okay.
I had long hair and I might have had braces.
Nice. I have some fan questions.
Okay.
Let's see here. Kelly wants to know, what did Taylor teach you?
Who teach me, Taylor?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. What did she teach me? I don't know if she taught me anything directly. But indirectly, from being in North Carolina and being off the set, I was going through my own issues, I guess.
Right.
So I guess she was just, I'd say she was with me during a big transition period from youth and the wildness of youth, kind of growing into a new realm where I, spirituality and things like that became more important to me instead of, partying and kind of being wild and not knowing who I am and reacting to the world. And so Taylor was really with me through those years and that transition for me when I started to grow up. And I think you got to see that in the later episodes, like with my mom, and when I come back to the hospital and I'm crying and I'm trying to redeem myself, I think, and with my sisters, I think you could see those levels and those layers to Taylor.
Yeah, definitely.
Me. Yeah.
Erica wants to know, what was your favorite episode that you did on One Tree Hill?
Oh, goodness me. I really loved that scene that I got to do with Lydia, with my mom. That was just so intense and so important for me. And I don't know if I'd ever seen myself or acted where I've been able to have that much emotion so readily on call for me, and I don't know what happened that day or what kind of magic happened to create that. But to me, that was really profound. It wasn't the most fun, dancing on the bar is certainly the most fun
right.
to be had. But yeah, I really enjoyed that scene.
Yeah, those were some depressing episodes, to be honest. Those are hard to those are hard to watch.
Yeah, they're hard to be in and they're hard to watch.
Yeah, it was good acting though.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of like right now, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that anymore. I want to have fun. I want to have fun acting and just play and kind of be outlandish and, I don't really want to. I did so much crying, especially on the soap opera too. You had to cry every day.
Yeah. Does that take a toll on you? Like when the scene's over?
100% takes a toll. Yeah. And soaps can be such a machine sometimes too. So it's like I would get to that emotional space, and on any other film or show, they would allow you to be in that space and push lunch. They'd spend the money and they would push lunch so that you could have this scene and you could have this moment. And on the soap opera, it's different. So I would be in the middle of that, and they'd be like, it's lunch, we gotta cut. We'll come right back in about an hour. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah. I can only imagine. That would have to be difficult.
Yeah.
Priscilla wants to know what...
Sorry, hold up. Wait, give me 1 second. I see a huge spider on my floor.
Sure.
Sorry. Freak. I gotta get him out. He's out. Alright, I didn't kill him. Saved him.
Saved by the bell.
Even though I'm not a Buddhist. Saved by the bell.
Priscilla wants to know, what was the experience of working with the James and Bethany?
Super awesome. Like I said, she was really so welcoming to me, and we hung out for a little while after that as well, and kept in touch, and so that was really nice. She was really, really good at that.
There's a movie you're in. I have a question for you, but I'm not sure I can pronounce the name of it. Indigenous? How do you say that? Indigenous. Okay. Terry wants to know, what was your favorite part of filming that, and would you do horror movies again?
I've kind of sworn off horror movies. I feel like I've done enough in my heyday, at least of the independent ones. Now, if it was more like a thriller or some mind-altering kind of thing like that, instead of gory, then, I might be swayed. But I also feel like that's just such a dark kind of energy to play in, that It's not necessarily my preference. I know my husband just loves horror movies, and I used to. But now I feel like the world becomes too real.
Yeah.
If I watch that movie, I'll come out of it and I'll start seeing shit jump out at me. And I'm like, not too fun for me. So I'm going to go see a little bit happier movie. But what was my favorite part of filming that? Actually, you know what? Sophia Pernas. She was the other actress, one of the other actresses in it. She's, what show is she? I don't know what show she's on now. Whatever. Look it up. She and I totally bonded because we were in, we're from, our ancestors or whatever are from the same area in Spain. So we're like, oh my God, we're long lost relatives. And two, because when we went there, we were filming in the middle of the jungle. And there were, tarantulas and all types of animals and all types of crazy insects. And we got to our hotel, which really wasn't much of a hotel, or there was a hotel portion, but we weren't staying in them. We were kind of staying in the barracks for some reason. And, we're walking up these crickety wooden stairs to get to our rooms. And it's really big. Like, I have 2 bedrooms, a living room, a kitchen, a dining room. And it's huge, but it's hot. The air conditioning doesn't seem to work. And it's all made out of wood, and it looks old, and it looks like bugs are going to fly in through the cracks in the walls. So it looked like a horror movie. And after I went upstairs to my room, I quickly ran downstairs to her room and knocked on the door, and I was like, hey, 2 bedrooms. Want to, stay in the same place? So she's like, sure. And we just, we're super comfortable, and we're both, the kinds of girls that aren't super girly girls. We'll burp, and we're just chill.
Yeah.
So it really, really worked out. There was no drama, and we just had a lot of fun together. So that was my favorite part.
Awesome. The One Tree Hill quotes page, that they're awesome. They're always sharing my stuff. They actually had a question. They wanted to know, what's something you liked about Taylor and something you hated about Taylor?
I like Taylor's ability to do whatever she wants and not give a fuck. I love it. I respect that. There's a part of me that aims for that in my own life, because I feel like, God, we're so edited these days, and there's so many rules and walls in this world and society that are telling us, don't do that, you can't do that, you can't say this, you can't do that, don't cross that line, don't go there. That it's well, aren't I here for me? Aren't I here to enjoy this 80 years that I get, in all of eternity? Can't I do what I want and have fun?
Yeah.
So that is a big, big thing in my life that I search for on the daily. It's how to have respect for others while still honoring myself. That's a big, big thing. So I think I really admire Taylor for that. And what I hate about her, I don't think I hate anything about her. I just think, she was so troubled, and she did it at the expense of hurting a lot of people. So if there's a way to find a balance between those two things, then that is actually my Lindsey McKeon's aim in life.
Yeah, it's a good answer. I think we should all just not give a fuck about a lot of stuff.
Well, we shouldn't not fuck and blow shit up and that.
Yeah, nothing illegal.
Yeah, we're so worried about what we're doing. We're so worried about the next person. Oh, you just ran that stop sign. Oh, you just did this. You just did that. Take a chill pill, guys. Worry about yourselves. It's really gonna be okay.
Right. You just have to say, will this get me arrested? And if not, you're good.
Right. Sometimes. Or say sometimes, fuck it. Rules were meant to be broken.
Eric wants to know, if you had to reap someone from Boy Meets World, who would it be?
That's a hilarious question. Who would I reap? Oh, God. I just went dark for a second. God. What would I reap? I don't know. What's the main guy's name? I can't.
Sean, Corey.
No. The older gentleman who's
Feeney?
Genius actor. Did he play the dad on it? Was he a dad?
You said the genius actor, or are you talking about Minkus?
No, the older gentleman.
Mr. Feeney.
Who's like, yeah, what's his real name?
Oh, William Daniels.
No. Who's the alien that lived in the house with them? Was he an alien?
Are we talking about Boy Meets World?
Wait, what was I talking about? Oh no. What was the other one? Not Always Sunny. I'm getting confused, you guys. Too many shows. What was the show we were talking about with Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Oh, Third Rock from the Sun.
Dear God, that's what I thought we were talking about. What's his name? Can you tell me the older gentleman's name in that?
I'm drawing a blank.
Fuck it. Alright, who would I reap on Boy Meets World? Topanga, there, fast.
Got her.
I can remember her name. That's the only reason. Sorry, guys.
It's all good. Now I read that you were, or I didn't read again. I watched an interview that said you were in the book. That you were in the books. What would you say if I said recommend a good book?
Well, since I'm at home and I can play this game because I'm sitting right near a book, I can recommend 2 books. So one, I'm going to start. I love David Wilcock.
Mm-hmm.
He's on that show Ancient Aliens. And I'm about to start reading his book of The Ascension Mysteries, revealing the cosmic battle between good and evil. And right now I'm also reading The Dreaming Universe by Fred Alan Wolfe.
Awesome.
It's a mind-expanding journey into the realm where psyche and psychics meet.
Did you just read that from the book?
Of course. I don't like it. Should I sell it better?
No, it's all good.
But I don't know if you care. There's actually a favorite. Like the opening paragraph to this book is really amazing.
Let's hear it.
Can I read it?
Yeah. Go for it.
So, introduction. We dream to create a self. Imagine, if you will, a realm in which there is no height, width, depth, or time. Imagine an entity who lives in this realm, an entity called Lixgriff. Imagine that poor Lixgriff is trapped by some sort of extra-dimensional cave-in. There's no escape. But Lixgriff cannot die. Its consciousness will continue, all alone and completely paralyzed for eternity, or whatever the equivalent of eternity is in such a realm. How would you deal with the situation? You would create worlds in your mind, worlds within yourself. Lixgriff created a universe. This is by Wim Coleman and Pat Perrin. I just love it, because to me, I think, the universe is consciousness, and if consciousness is everything and nothing, like what would consciousness do with itself? It would create these worlds. It would create a dream. It would create the reality that we're in now. It would create all of these ways for it to entertain itself and experience itself back, so that it wouldn't just be eternal.
You're awfully deep, Lindsay.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. Me.
We're all shallow over here, and you're all deep and stuff.
Sorry, not sorry.
I have one more fan question. Who do you like better, Sam or Dean?
Well, I don't like any of them better. That's the proper answer. But Dean, because he's my guy, man. He's the one I always work with, and I've known him actually the longest. When I was working on Saved by the Bell, I met him because he was working on Days of Our Lives at the same time, and we were on the same lot at NBC.
Good deal. Do you have any crazy fan stories?
Oh, do I have crazy fan stories? I don't know. Not off the top of my head. I don't think, knock on wood, I don't think I have too many crazy fans. Or maybe I do, but I just have never seen them or met them, and thank you for staying away. Because I just like it when people share important stories with me.
Yeah.
You know, or I prefer that.
Definitely.
Craziness, stay away.
Yeah, get some repellent. You know, you were actually the first woman to be on this podcast.
What?
Yeah.
What? That's amazing.
You were the first lady of MMA.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love that.
I
was the first female.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said I was the first female Reaper too.
Yes.
On Supernatural. I love that. I mean, I've always got along with men, so for me to be in a man's world feels really good. Plus, I kind of am one of the guys. Men joke with me about that. You know, I don't sit with my legs crossed, and I spit, and I shoot guns, and I do all types of that kind of stuff. So for me, it's cool to be like the female male first on your show.
Yeah, it'd always be my first.
Oh, thanks.
Now you're on social media, you know, Facebook and Instagram and all that. Where can people find you?
For Twitter and Instagram, it's my Lindsey McKeon, and Facebook is just Lindsey McKeon.
Good deal. You know, I appreciate you coming on the show. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks, darling. It was a lot of fun for me too.
I
can do a podcast, dude. I
can
totally do a podcast.
Definitely. Everybody would listen.
Awesome.
Well,
if I do, maybe you'll come on yours and talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. The One Tree Hill groups are just like the craziest groups. They're so active, and everybody's just constantly sharing and talking. You know, I've had a lot of fighters on where I asked for like fan questions and got really nothing.
Yeah.
And these were really big groups. And when I asked for questions for you, for any of the other One Tree Hill actors, just like boom, just tons.
Yeah, I'm really, really lucky. One Tree Hill and Supernatural have the most wonderful, intense fan bases. You know, they really are supportive and they really care. So, God bless it. You know.
Yeah, definitely. We'll wrap this up. Is there anything you would like to say before we wrap it up?
No, just thank you. I appreciate this, and thank you all for listening. It's been really awesome. You're my first podcast, so.
All right. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I want to thank the One Tree Hill pages for allowing me to share this work, and I guess we'll wrap this up. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, One Tree Hill fans, for wanting me on. I love you.
Have a good day.
You too. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Alright guys, this has been another episode of Mostly MMA. We're coming at you every Monday, so check us out. Thanks guys.